Hello and welcome to Select 10. Most fans choose science fiction and action films over other genres since they offer plenty of astonishing sequences of action and mind-blowing deadly battle and fight scenes, best action movies that offers endless thrills and high-octane action. And if you have not seen this yet, you should. It is a 2019 action comedy film directed by Jason Leigh Howden. The narrative centers on Miles, a regular man who is drawn into a dangerous secret event where players compete to the death. All of this craziness was set in motion when Miles woke up one day with pistols strapped to his arms and was told to play in this horrific competition. The film is crazy from beginning to end as it integrates its ridiculous idea and avoids taking itself way too seriously, which didn't feel disappointing and is usually expected from action films. The action scenes are strong and chaotic, which will keep you amused. The two primary strengths of the movie are its sleek and stunning cinematography and the energetic score. Two drawbacks of the movie are that it mainly depends on its high-octane combat sequences rather than the growth of characters or deep storytelling, which makes the plot occasionally feel a little shallow for viewers anticipating a meaningful tale. Overall, the story is really entertaining for people who enjoy action movies, and its thrilling premise fulfills its six action thriller film directed by Richard Donner. The story follows an old police officer, Jack Moe, rapidly becomes a perilous and stressful mission. As Jack attempts to defend the witness from killers, the mission swiftly turns into a lethal battle of mice and cats. The story delivers an excellent blend of humor and detail while being suspenseful and thrilling. The film's crisp and smooth narrative is one of its merits, as real-time plot growth enhances the feeling of intensity and keeps viewers hooked. The action scenes are superb, mixing incredible pursuit moments with furious shootouts, and unlike other action movies, this one provides the audience about the individual's pasts and decisions, giving an additional insight into their objectives. The only drawback is that, as the plot develops, it starts to resemble an ordinary cop on a mission scenario and gets quite predictable. Number 8, The Magnificent Seven. It is a 2016 Western action film directed by Antoine Fuqua. The main attraction of this movie is the outstanding cast, which includes Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt, Ethan Hawke, and Vincent D'Onofrio. It is a remake of the 1960 movie of the same name, which was in turn influenced by the 1954 movie, Seven Samurai by Akira Kurosawa. The story centers on a group of 7 gunmen who are recruited by a helpless village to defend them from a tyrannical businessman and his military. Each individual in the team contributes their own special talents and traits, which results in an intriguing interplay between the characters. The action adopts traditional elements of the Western genre with horse chases and spectacular old-school action sequences. The film's aesthetic appeal is enhanced by the stunning representation of the immense fields and raw grandeur of the Western era. However, the plot is standard, with a group of heroes protecting a settlement from a great enemy. So, what makes this film any different from others of its kind that we have seen before? The answer is actually rather easy. Until now, fans have never seen this cast or actor in a Western action movie, which is reason enough to watch. Number 7. Merantau. It is a 2009 Indonesian martial arts film directed by Gareth Evans. This film director is most well known for the Indonesian action crime thrillers, The Raid and The Raid 2. The film follows the story of a young man named Yuda who departs from his small town to begin his Merantau, an ancient ceremony of travel that must be completed by the village's young men, which will require him to depart from the ease of his peaceful farm community to establish himself in the hectic town of Jakarta. However, an unplanned meeting leads to Yuda rescuing the abandoned woman from being the newest target of a slavery organization run by the violently crazy mobster. The film's highlights are the amazing martial arts combat, and the viewer is engaged throughout the entire movie thanks to Iko Uwais' presence. The narrative itself is quite straightforward, concentrating on Yuda's growth as a man and his interactions with diverse personalities in the thriving metropolis of Jakarta. Although the story may not be particularly creative, it is used as a means of showcasing the lead actor's incredible martial arts abilities. This movie is enjoyable to see if you like hand-to-hand combat. Number 6. The Foreigner. It is a 2017 action thriller film directed by Martin Campbell. The film stars Jackie Chan as Kwon Gok Min, an ordinary owner of a restaurant, demanding justice for the murder of his daughter in an unexpected attack. Pierce Brosnan also appears in the film as Liam Hennessy, a government worker who gets mixed up in Kwon's desire for vengeance. In his constant search for the killer's names, Kwon is compelled to go after Liam Hennessy, whose personal history might contain hints about who the unidentified attackers are. Jackie Chan gives a heartbreaking performance, and his dedication gives his character a certain amount of complexity. The plot is full of surprises and exciting action scenes that showcase Jackie Chan's distinctive style, while also adopting a more serious and natural feel. The only negative part is that the story feels slow at times, since the plot takes a while to get going. In conclusion, this movie is undoubtedly worth seeing if you like political thrillers with suspenseful action scenes. Number 5. Hanna. It is a 2011 action thriller film directed by Joe Wright. The plot centers around Hanna, a young girl who has been taught by her father to be a killer. Hanna, who grew up in secrecy and boasts outstanding abilities and knowledge, chooses to go on a journey to learn what's true about her background when she finds herself the target of an angry CIA operative. There is also a web series based on this film that delves deeper into the plot. The film is visually appealing and delves into subjects such as family and the impact of violence. The film's dark and tense vibe is aided by its elegant visuals and frightening background score. Although the action scenes are incredible, the story sometimes puts style before purpose. Overall, it's a striking action story with a creative twist on the assassin concept. It's worth seeing for the outstanding performances and fantastic direction. Number 4. Brotherhood of the Wolf. It is a historical horror action film directed by Christophe Gans. The film takes place in 18th century France, where King Louis dispatches the famous knight and his brother to look into a string of inexplicable deaths in the remote territory of Gévaudan, where a frightening monster is terrorizing the inhabitants of the area. But what's fascinating about this situation is that none of them have any idea of the beast's actual nature, which has been evading captivity for decades. This film provides outstanding entertainment because of its flawless blend of action, horror, and intrigue, which results in an unusual and exciting adventure. The film's complex and multi-layered primary plot, which masterfully blends historical events with myth and folklore elements, keeps viewers wondering from the beginning to the very end. The film also delves into subjects such as authority, dishonesty, and the argument between science and mythology. Fans of historical fantasy and action should definitely watch this one because it offers an unusual combination of genres and is frequently thought-provoking. Number 3. The A-Team. It is a 2010 action comedy film directed by Joe Carnahan. The film centers on a group of 4 ex-special operations men who have been falsely accused of committing an offense. Following the incident, they work as assassins for hire, using their special talents to clear their names and bring the genuine offenders to account. Meanwhile, a government intelligence agent has vowed to catch them. I simply wish there had been a follow-up to this film, and there are a few more sequels that should have been made. Same thing with the G.I. Joe movies, we hardly see any news about them. If made well, their universes have a chance to grow into one of the best action movie franchises. The A-Team features an outstanding cast, including Liam Neeson, Bradley Cooper, and many others. The plot is packed with thrills, including vehicle pursuits and dangerous actions. However, the plot frequently shifts between multiple times and locations, rendering it difficult to keep up with the storyline. Overall, it is a solid, action-packed film that will not bore you for a single second. Number 2. War of the Arrows. It is a 2011 historical action film directed by Kim Han-min. The story takes place in 1636, amid the Second Manchu conquest of Korea, and centers on Nam Yi, an experienced archer who sets out on an unsafe journey to rescue his abducted sister from the forces of the enemy. The plot strikes a satisfactory balance between character growth and action, elevating it above the level of a standard action flick. The movie offers amazing battle, and the archery moments are especially remarkable as they display the main character's talent and efficiency. Plus, the film portrays the historical context brilliantly, displaying the carnage and disarray of battle, and the costumes are beautifully created, adding credibility to its time period. The basic premise of the story is a typical revenge plot, but the action is brutal and intense, making the movie a really fascinating watch for action film fans. It stands out from the rest of those on the list, owing to its outstanding archery scenes. Number 1. Lawless. It is a 2012 crime action drama film directed by John Hilcoa. The story unfolds in Franklin County, Virginia, throughout Prohibition, and centers on the Bondurant siblings, played by Shia LaBeouf, Tom Hardy, and Jason Clarke, as they run an importing operation and come into conflict with dishonest investigators who want a share of their profits. Meanwhile, local cops leave the brothers in peace, but a deadly fight breaks out when newly appointed Sheriff Charles Ray comes and attempts to bring down the Bondurant's enterprise. The bond between the three brothers is a delight to see, and their energetic bond carries the story forward. The film does a good job of capturing the grim and violent times of the period during Prohibition, as well as the cruel realities of criminal activities. The story's central themes of loyalty and survival weren't explored as thoroughly as they could have been. Despite its drawbacks, it portrays an intriguing period in history in a wonderfully interesting manner, has fantastic action, and is well worth watching. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. And do subscribe our channel to see more